Hello, everyone, and happy New Year. 2 seconds in, and we're already falling apart here in the show. Right on, guys. Hey, happy 2021. My name is Aldrine, and welcome to Thursday Live Lessons. Yes, sir.
No.
Oh, it's
do you want me to switch
no, it's
the camera?
this thing right here. Is this one?
Yeah, but is it still?
Does it make?
Okay, right?
I'll switch it so you can put it back on.
Don't worry, the band-aids and rubber bands will help. Will hold up. What's that?
Play something. Play it. So.
And we're back. 2 seconds in. Right on. You guys don't need to worry about what happened. The audience doesn't see what happened, right?
Yeah, the what is it? The audio listeners, they're probably like, "What is going on?" Like,
right on. Hey, what's up, everyone? Happy New Year! Welcome to 2021. My name is Aldrine, and welcome to Thursday Live Lesson. Just start from here, you know, like when you do the replay, start from right there.
Yeah, I could.
And then the people are like, "What do you mean, start from right there? It'll be good. It'll be good." See, so sign up for UUer Plus so you can, you can know what goes on behind the scenes. Right on. Welcome, everyone. It is Thursday Live Lesson. In this show, we like to basically answer any and all of your questions, whatever questions you guys may have. I will try to answer them as best as I can, and then these two gentlemen will help me with the answers. We'll come up with a super answer. These two gentlemen are Mr. Aaron the Voice Nakamura. So what's up, Aaron?
What's up?
Mr. Kahai the Legend Fergan. Say what's up, Kahai?
What's up?
Hello, everyone. Let's get going. Let's just answer questions. Go right off the bat, like we haven't missed a beat. Like just right, Kahai.
Like we're starting off the year right.
Yeah, let's start this year off right, man.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go one question and then we'll talk a little bit. Then we'll go to the next question. Just so that people who tuned in to listen to ukulele things will hear ukulele things.
We have like two questions that are kind of similar, so
okay.
I kind of wanted to fire like both of them off.
Ooh, pew, pew. Let's go.
Well, Asman had two questions, so we'll do the first one, and we'll do Kristen Stu has a question too.
Who?
Asman, Hamsini's dad.
I've seen it. I've seen his dad. Yeah.
So his question is, what is the best way to home record from a uke without a pickup to computer or smartphone? What kinds of microphones are suitable for this? And Kristen Sue said, "Hey guys, if you have time tonight, could you talk about USB microphones that are suitable for both voice and uke recordings? We've been using our iPhone as a microphone. It's better than the one built into the desktop computer, but still lacking. What do you think about the Apogee mic? We don't need anything too fancy or expensive. We are having trouble getting our GarageBand tracks to line up due to latency between the microphone and our headphones."
That's a very, very, very good question, right, Kahai? No. So as far as recording goes, there are some USB mics that you can use and stuff, but for the most part, it would be a lot better to use or to get like a cheap what do you call those? Not
audio interface.
Yeah, audio interfaces. If you get a cheap audio interface, then that can you can double up your regular microphones that you would use during a performance or whatever with with recording on your computer. So that'll be good for that. Because if you get a USB microphone, you basically just can only use it for your computer. But say you get pretty good or whatever, and you want to go out and you want to play, or you need a microphone for anything really, it's gonna have more purpose than just using it for your computer. But I have heard good things about USB microphones as well. I mean, I think they're about the same price, as regular microphones, and that's why I opt for the regular microphones instead of just pure USB. But I heard a lot of good stuff about Blue microphones. I don't use USB microphones myself, but a lot of my friends use Blue microphones. I heard they're really good. let's see. I know
I think
M
I
Audio
have
has
one
some
here.
Oh, you have a blue microphone here?
Yeah, the Yeti.
Oh yeah, the Yeti. Yeah.
Yeah,
You have it?
yeah.
Yeah. I know M Audio has some great USB mics that I know some of my friends use. So I'm just kept telling you guys some stuff that my other musician friends have used in the past. So I at least know that they trust that microphone or that brand at least. So M Audio, more on the cheaper side, right? Kahai? M Audio is relatively affordable. Yeah.
Yeah, they're kind of known for their home equipment, home recording equipment.
Yeah.
So they're one of them. I was like looking up stuff too. And the mics that we actually use, or me and Aaron use for this podcast and for the jam and stuff, it's called the Audio Technica AT2020s. And they have a USB version of these
cool.
microphones. So if I can't vouch for them because we've never used them. But I think it's like pretty much the same version as these mics. They just go directly into USB. So that might be something else too.
Yeah. So as far as audio interfaces goes, those are relatively cheap as well. I think you can get like a beginner one for like $50 to $100, right, Kahai?
Blue Yeti or M Audio?
The interface. Like an M Audio. An M Audio shouldn't be more than $100, right? Just like a simple one that this home recording stuff.
Yeah, I think so. The brand that we use is Focusrite, and we use a big one that has like 4 inputs and stuff, and then me and Aaron we use one that has like 2. That one's like 160 right now going for. But there's one that's like even smaller that only has 1 input, so 1 microphone, and that's $100. And those are pretty good. I kind of think that audio interfaces prices might have went up a little bit.
Oh, really?
Because I think since everybody's doing Zoom calls and recording at home and stuff, and even microphones and webcams and stuff, I think all went up. So.
Well, and another reason why I say that is because it's not just it wouldn't just be a microphone. If you want to like plug in, if you have an ukulele like this that has like a 1/4-inch plug-in, you can also plug the ukulele in. I know I say that like the microphones are really the best way to capture an ukulele, but if you're just on the go or you have your laptop and stuff and there's a lot of noise going on, plug in your ukulele and just put an idea down. That's usually the best way to do it without getting all the noise. I know a lot of people do that. I have a bunch of musician friends who like go out, try to get some inspiration from like somewhere, and then like have their laptops plug their ukulele in. I know another friend of mine has like I gotta ask her what she uses for. She has like this iPhone like thing extension that she can connect her 1/4-inch to and stuff.
Yeah, is it the iRig?
Yeah. One of those, So iRig is another one. So I've seen that in action, and it works for just like kind of putting ideas down, or if you're just if you just want to submit something for the challenge, for example, because Kristen Sue was asking about that. That's fine. If you have a plug-in on your ukulele, that's good too. An iRig, will work out just fine. But really, if you can save up for an audio interface, like we said, $160. I bought an M Audio before, and that's why I say it. An M Audio, I forgot what it's called, but it had just like 1 XLR and 1/4-inch, and it was like $80, like back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's like they have M Audio Duos for $70. So
yeah, like something like that. Like $70 M Audio Duo, and that works. And you can use it with GarageBand, which is free, or Audacity, or any of like the free programs, like DAW programs that that you want to use on your computer, and you can do that as well. But as far as USB mics, those ones that we mentioned earlier, I'm sure we'll have links on the bottom and stuff that you guys can check out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And there's also Zoom too. Not the web conferencing program, but Zoom has recorders that they're only audio recorders, but they're standalone, so you don't need a computer or you don't need to plug into anything, and
you can bring them anywhere.
Yeah. I have one of those. I have an H4n. Which works really good. That has 2 XLRs in the bottom, but it also comes with like 2 like X and Y like small little mics that goes with it. I like the mics if I'm just like kind of making like self messages and stuff. I'm just like talking or whatever, or if I want to capture like a jam session, you know. But I would still plug in if I was doing like a good recording of something.
Yeah,
I think I've used it for my last album. I think because Aaron wrote a song for me on one of the albums that I put out, and I used like the H4N to record you, and then I brought it to Dr. Trey's studio. I'm like, we're gonna do this song. Is this Aaron singing?
Yeah.
Those are they can be a little bit more expensive because they're like standalone, right? Recording devices.
Yeah, that was like $300, I think. That one.
Yeah. But they have like a really small one that I use too for our like videos.
That black one, yeah.
Yeah, the F1 is that
field recorder.
Field recorder.
Yeah. How much is that?
$100 or something.
All right. Does that have like a USB port in it? Not USB, but a XLR port?
No, I don't think so.
You can buy a head for it, so you can plug in.
Oh,
you have to buy an
adapter.
adapter.
Cool.
But they have a bunch of different adapters for it. So there are microphones that you can just plug onto that.
Nice.
Like a capsule. They call it a capsule, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they have different types of microphones. They have lav microphones that you could attach to it, or like an XLR in.
Cool.
But yeah, so I would say if you're only planning to ever record into your computer and only one ukulele or one instrument at a time, then a USB microphone would be fine. If you're planning to do multiple inputs at the same time or like alternately, then you should get a USB interface. And then if you're planning to record on the go, then you would have to get like a Zoom recorder or something like that.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
And it's hard because I recommend stuff like some other people were asking about recording at home or live streaming at home, and I gave them suggestions, but you always don't know like what people's budgets are.
Yeah.
And people people might think like, oh, $100 is kind of a lot for like an audio interface. And if you're getting audio interface and getting a mic, it's probably gonna come out to
pricey,
like
$200,
$300.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, and it's kind of hard because I think that actually the best microphones that you can get that you probably have is your phone microphones. They're pretty good now. But then in between having your phone for free and then getting a decent microphone, there's not really like things in between that kind of fill the gap. Like at some point it's like the Blue Yeti is probably the cheapest you'll get, and then you don't want to go too much cheaper because then
or the Blue Snowball.
Oh, a Snowball.
Yeah.
They like, because cheaper mics work, but then that's where you hear noise or you hear other things, or you'll see people get them like $50 microphones, and then in a few weeks they'd be like, oh, I upgraded it because it was giving me more trouble than just getting a more expensive microphone.
So you might like, if you're in the market for one, you might as well go $100 and up.
I think that's a safe point
on any of those solutions. Oh yeah, and then the other thing is like, if you're only planning to record on your phone, video and audio,
iRig, then
something like that, some kind of compatible input.
I was gonna say, Kai, do you know if there's any with with dual inputs, like an XLR and a USB that you can put in
for your phone?
No, like a microphone, like a microphone with two inputs, like do those exist? I haven't looked this up or anything, but you know what I mean?
Like a microphone that has,
because they make those
multiple
big microphones.
outs.
Yeah, multiple outs, like a USB out or an XLR.
I think there are.
There are, right?
I'm not sure.
They should make some. That's $1 billion idea.
I'm sure if you look for it, but
someone else do it.
I've seen a couple, but they're like expensive studio mics.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really?
And I think the problem probably is if you just think a normal microphone and you put like, oh, I can just solder a USB going out and a XLR. It's like different technologies, and I'm guessing that the signal might degrade if you split it two ways. You know, so
You might as well have two microphones.
That'd be pretty cool. Like, I mean, that. Oh, okay. I was I was looking at this thing and I'm not plugged in, but I'm plugged in direct to you, right? Speaking of plugging in, okay. All right. Hopefully that answers you guys' questions.
Well,
yeah, it's pretty pricey and complicated. Like that's
something else too that Chris and Sue mentioned, right? Is they're having problems because of the latency between the microphone and their headphones. So for the recording or the audio interface that we use, Focusrite's, they have like direct listening. So you just hear it goes from the mic, and you hear, even though you're recording, you're hearing directly what you know you're saying. So you don't need to monitor through your program.
Yeah.
But then, what is some other solutions for getting around that if they're trying to listen on headphones and?
Well, if you're recording to your computer, I don't know, because ever since like I switched over like to Mac Pro Tools and stuff, I haven't really gotten that problem all too much. So, but because in Pro Tools, there's like you can run a low latency like there's like a button like that you can do. There's a mode, a low latency mode that you can do on Pro Tools. I don't know what they're using, if it's Audacity or anything like that. What did they say what their DAW was?
No, I don't think they mentioned anything. Or
it's like GarageBand.
GarageBand.
GarageBand. Yeah, I don't know if they have a low latency. They might, see if you have a low latency mode on GarageBand. I haven't played with GarageBand in a long time, but I know in Pro Tools they do have. Do you know if they have it on Audacity?
I haven't used Audacity in a while too. So from what I remember though, Audacity is so simple that they shouldn't have too much latency. And latency can also be a problem with your computer. I don't want to like put it too much on that, but if your computer is slower, kind of in general, like to process audio, you need a stronger, pretty decent computer. And if your computer is too slow, that's where you can start hearing the gaps between you know stuff. So that's why it's like there's something called buffer with like in between your recorded, like your microphone or your audio interface to your computer, and the better your computer is, the better it can handle that buffer, so you don't really have latency.
Another solution is what I used to, I just remember, is something that I used to do when I was using GarageBand back then. I would turn the like the monitor off, because there's like a monitor mode and stuff that you can hear yourself when you play. I'll just turn it off, and I would just take off one of my headphones, and I would just hear whatever the track that I'm recording to or with, So then I just play along with that track, and if I need to kind of move it around to make sure that it syncs with that with that last track, then that's what I do. Manually move it, but it's just make sure it's just one take, so that you can just move that entire take like forward or backward to match it up. But don't turn on monitor mode so that you can just hear yourself like as you're playing. So when you're playing, it doesn't have a delay going into your headphones. That's one way you can get around it too.
I was gonna say they might want to put on the headphones and be like, it's kind of hard. Have a headphone, and then like if both of you are recording, like have a headphone for one headphone for both of you, and then Chris like checks his levels, like plays a little bit, make sure it sounds good for him, and then Sue can check her levels, make sure it sounds good for her. Like have the other person check for you, because it's when there's a delay, it's hard to play and check at the same time. And then once that's done, like you just might want to take off the headphones and then just try and play.
Just jam.
Yeah.
And then you can always manually move it later. That's kind of what I used to do when I used to play around with GarageBand. Just record something, make the because I would just play with the click. I would play the the rhythm part, and then I basically just have one headphone in, or I had like the split headphones back then. I'd use one headphone in and just kind of play with that without the monitor in, because I think the monitor is also
Takes up some resources.
Yeah, it's also causing that delay to happen.
Yeah. So Chris and Sue, they said when we listen to our first track, as we record the second track lags behind.
Yeah.
So I would take off the monitor.
So
and just play along with the first track, and then just manually move that that track forward. Or if there's no lag between you and the monitor, for example, just play it as is, and then move it after you're done recording. Because you can always move the track. The track doesn't have to just stay there after you record it. And you can always take out like a millisecond of the track. So if you're like, well, it starts at this point or whatever, you can take out a millisecond or 2 milliseconds and then move it back. If it's if it's in front, you always move it back. Or if it's if it's too early, you can move it forward. It's too late, too late, move it back. Too early, move it forward.
Yeah, it's a pain if you run into that issue.
Yeah, but if you're only doing 2 tracks, it's not too bad. Yeah.
Yeah, but I did I had that problem and I was able to fix it just with the settings.
Wow.
Yeah, so just make sure your drivers are updated and make sure that in your program, program that you're using to record, make sure that all the audio settings are set to whatever device that you're inputting. Because then if it's not, then it usually lags wildly.
Yeah, there's like certain audio interfaces record in like, I think it's 192, right? The buffer or something.
Yeah.
And so that's where it's like if your audio interface is set to 192, but your program that you're recording to is set to a different buffer or a different hertz.
Yeah. So it's like be like 441 and 440 or 448 or something.
Yeah. It sounds complicated, but you kind of just want to make sure it's all set to the same thing.
Yeah.
It's all lined up. Yeah. So. Yeah, and that I was gonna say too, like that's where you might want to use a click track too instead of like listening to yourself playing.
Yeah,
because when you listen to yourself playing, you might be like organically lagging behind to not match up completely to what.
So you're saying they're wrong?
Well,
blame the victim.
I'll say this too. I do the same thing that you said, where you turn the monitoring off. Because sometimes if I hear myself playing, I start to try and adjust what I can hear of myself, and that's where I start stepping back, or it's you just do kind of weird things when you're like listening to yourself play and trying to match to it,
and you lose the groove though.
Yeah. So if they can, they might want to get like just ready-made drum tracks or some kind of like something that can give them the groove that's not themselves, and that's what I have to do sometimes when I record too. So yeah,
cool. All right, so non-uke stuff. Now that we answered one question, it took us 25 minutes. I'm glad. Kai, how was your New Year's, man? How's your Christmas? How's your New Year? How's everyone's Christmas and New Year's?
Did
you get Christmas cookies?
Yeah.
Did you
not as many as you would have liked.
Enough Christmas cookies? I think your dad listens to this podcast, right?
No. If he did, he'd probably talk about how I ate other Christmas cookies too. So,
Oh, put it right back in your face.
Yeah, it's a two-way street.
Right now, how was it, man? You get anything good?
For Christmas?
Yeah.
Probably the thing that people would be impressed by is that my sister and brother gave me like an Oculus Quest.
Oh,
like
fancy schmancy
VR headset. I think it's funny though, they gave it to me. I love it. I've been like using it and playing stuff with it, but I think it's funny they gave it to me, and then the first thing that it says is like, sign up for our app on your smartphone. I'm like, well, that's a problem. I don't have a smartphone. And then it's like, oh, sign into your Facebook account. I'm like, oh, that's another problem. I don't have a Facebook account.
Yeah, Oculus and Facebook is like a thing. Yeah, a partnership, right?
Yeah.
Facebook owns Oculus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But
that's still impressive. So do you drink your drinks with your pinky up now? Like, is you so fancy?
No, I drink virtual drinks with my remote control.
Snap.
I drink virtual drinks.
Wow. So when are you joining Sword Art Online, man? For all you nerds out there.
Yeah, I've been playing some games. It's
Can I
fun.
call you Kirito, my dear?
Oh, no, please don't say that.
If you know, you know. Aaron, how's yours, man? Christmas, New Year's?
Yeah,
How's your holidays?
It was good. Just very small gatherings with family.
Very responsible. Very responsible.
Trying to be,
Very responsible of you.
yeah.
Any notable food you ate?
Well, everything is always good.
Yeah.
Yeah, from both my family and my girlfriend's family. But Jim and Ida, like Jim made his cranberry
Ooh.
sauce again. So I got some of that. But
With your ham or something? Like Christmas ham?
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Ooh, so
So-
good. Well, speaking of ham, I got the ham hock from the ham that I made for Christmas because my mom works for the Grand Hyatt here on Kauai, and like they gave they're like, do you want turkey or ham? You know, and they give you like a choice and stuff. So my mom took the ham because like an entire turkey for just me, my wife, my mom, and my daughter is like a little too much. So we opted for the ham because I was like, okay, cool, because we can freeze the rest of the ham, keep the ham hock, and I made this really awesome split pea soup with the ham hock.
Nice.
Oof. So I've been eating that for the past week now. Week and a half. It's been great. But there's so much that's why. Like, yeah, I just made one. I made like a slow cooker split pea soup. Whew. Let me tell you, your boy can make some good split pea soup. But yeah, holidays were good. Holidays were nice and mellow. It was just the four of us. You know, my mom was by herself. So like we just kind of invited her over. It was a very small gathering. I mean, you know, it's kind of like she lives at our house anyway. Like it's not like
She's
because
part of your family.
Yeah, we both live in two separate houses, but she comes over all the time. It's one of those, you know, like, and we're responsible. We don't go out and stuff, so she's okay. We're relatively safe from this weird virus going on, you know. Like it's cool though. Mellow. I did have a bunch of friends, you know, come home and stuff. I'm like, guys, come on, you're flying over right now. But they're like, hey, let's, you know, I'm home. Let's go hang out. I'm like, yeah, maybe next time. Maybe next time. I'll catch you on the next Christmas or whatever. But yeah, like it was sad because I had to turn away like a bunch of people. DC was in town, you know, and he wanted to hang out and stuff, but he's like, oh, I've got like National Guard like knocking on my door like, you know, every day or twice a day or something. So Hawaii is really good when, or at least Kauai is anyway, you know, as far
staying
as like
on top of
making
that.
sure people are, you know, like are quarantining like correctly. So my friend came down and he's like, oh, but you know, if you want to bag up one of those like spaghetti sauce, you can just drop it off at the house.
That'll be.
That's why he wanted to hang out.
Yeah,
because he wanted some banana ketchup spaghetti, which is my family's specialty. So yeah, it was good. It was good. Though. It was good. I restarted my YouTube. I just posted up a new video today. So I'm saying this, I'm making it public just so I'm being held accountable, you know, for if I don't update or I don't upload anything. But check out my old YouTube channel. I should say old now because it was like back in 2003 or 4 is when I started it. But Ukulele Over, so I posted Chocolate Fontaines, the instrumental that I wrote here on Thursday Live Lesson, and that was the first video that's coming out. I have a collab with Daniel that's gonna come up pretty soon. There's some really cool stuff that I'm gonna be posting on there, so make sure you check that out. If you have kind of just discovered us recently, I used to be like a YouTube guy, and then I stopped doing YouTube because it's like we gotta do ukulele underground, you know. But now it's like, oh, let's see if we can do both. Well, it's a huge undertaking, but I'm having fun with it, so it's good. Let's see. Next we got some mail. That's what we wanted to do, the ukulele stuff first. So, you know?
We actually got some more questions in the chat.
Sure.
But you can go for that.
Okay, yeah. Ask me the question while I open this up. This is from our good friend Rob.
We actually have more questions too that I got throughout the week.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because we've been gone for a couple weeks already.
So ask me while I open this up, and I can answer accordingly.
Yeah, so Aswin, like Hamsini's dad, he asked the second question.
Yes.
And he said, given the carefully determined thickness of various ukulele strings,
Yes.
how much non-standard tunings can an instrument tolerate? For example, would keeping an ukulele in, say, GC tune state with standard low G string sets create problems for the instrument?
My rule of thumb is I try not to go, like too high or low. Like personally, I know people go higher and lower than this, but if it's more than a step and a half up, that's a little bit too much for me. It's just the strings start to be a little bit too much as far as tension goes, or a little bit too loose. I know, that Canadian tuning is like a step up already, and that for me feels a little bit tight. But I guess if you got like lower tension strings, it would be easier to do alternate tunings with. But I haven't really experimented all too much with that. But for the most part, that's a good rule of thumb for me. Maybe two, if you have lower tension strings, maybe 2 steps, which is like four frets. But like up or down, like any which way, because down you're still running into the into the realm of it being too soft or too kind of
floppy
floppy strings. But I have experimented with different tunings, but with like different strings. Like I put baritone strings on my tenor ukulele. I had a tenor kamaka, put baritone strings on it, and they tuned it with baritone. It was super loose, but it was fine. Like it sounded okay, and that was like DGBE. But the strings could handle. The ukulele could handle. It was okay, because I figured that's what Lyle Ritz did back in the day. He had a tenor ukulele that he tuned with a DGBE, so I figured I'd try it out, and it worked out fine. So if the strings can handle that, I guess it would just depend on the strings too. So I tend to use high tension strings. So if I tune any more than a step and a half or 2 steps high, then it would just kind of snap, and my attack is pretty aggressive. But you feel free to try it out. Worst thing that happens is your bridge comes off, and that's pretty bad. But good rule of thumb: a step and a half up or down.
Yeah. So like the tuning he mentioned, GC, that's
a step and a half.
Yeah, those G.
So E would go to G, A would go to C, which is a step and a half up. So it would be fine. Like
should be okay.
Should be okay. But also depends. I know if it's for like Hamsini, I think Hamsini uses a concert ukulele.
She just got a tenor.
Okay,
Nice.
she's got a tenor. Then it should be it should be good. Get some good strings on there and tune it up.
She got a Pono too.
Nice.
A Pono low G tenor.
Oh, she
Santa
drinking
Claus
her drinks
delivers.
virtually too.
So yeah, I think. I mean, you never know with ukuleles, and you don't want to push it too far. But usually, if your ukulele is built well, the strings would probably,
break before the ukulele.
Yeah, hopefully, but you still want to be careful.
Yeah, I don't want to be responsible for people's ukuleles breaking, I think safely I can say
1.5
step and a half.
Yeah.
2 steps at the absolute most. But, like, I'm not saying that you can't like do it any more than that. I'm just saying safely, step and a half.
Yeah,
I think
you would feel safe.
Yeah, I would
doing
feel
that.
safe at 2.
Yeah.
But even then, like, I think there's just some ukuleles can't do it. Like, for example, if you're using a concert ukulele and you're putting tenor strings in there, like super high tension strings, I wouldn't go like step and a half up, maybe a step. So it just really depends on the strings that you're using and the ukulele that you're using.
Yeah, and like people might mention, oh, what about like slack key artists who tune their ukuleles like all different ways and stuff.
Yeah,
like those guys they're pretty experienced with their instrument, and they kind of know like the tolerances that
also the strings that to use, like whatever tension strings to use. Yeah, this is wrapped really well.
still trying to open that
for real.
Yeah.
Rob, he's really tested me on how my box opening skills are, because it's like taped, like it's taped and then it's glued. So there's like glue underneath this thing, and it's also taped on top. Yeah,
so
it's such a pretty box.
So even Yoda mentioning the alternate tunings and stuff, he said it works better with a slotted headstock that can handle higher tension, I think.
Yes. Yes.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, either way, like all ukuleles, just be careful.
Yeah, just be careful. Step and a half up. That's and down.
I feel like
Good rule to follow.
I feel like if you've been playing ukulele for a while too, and you're used to the standard tuning, you can like tighten the strings, and you can tell when it's getting like too tight. Yeah.
When it's safe and not safe.
Yeah. So
There was I remember when I was developing the Aquila strings with Aquila, and like I thought they had given me strings that like were meant like to be like tested out in public, but like he was just like, no, we were just sending it to you so that you can like you can see if the color was right. But I put it on my ukulele, like the tension was just like whatever
And
tension,
performed with it.
I performed with it at Island Bazaar, and that's when my string snapped. And I was like, oh,
prototypes.
yeah, prototypes.
They were-
Yeah, prototypes.
Yeah.
So they're not the one. Okay, so let's open this up. We have another box inside this box. So he's really testing, like my box opening skills. It is Fragile. It's by Chewy.com. It's a pet lover's shop. Ooh. It's for my pet. So another question, Kahai, while I open the second box.
So Mikhail asks,
Yeah.
if you are playing with a guitarist friend,
Yes.
do you have any recommendations / rules how you should delegate the parts? Rhythm picking, finger picking, adding percussive chunks and rolls.
I'm glad you asked because my guitarist friend is here. Because we are here in the same room with my guitarist friend. I'm gonna put this down. I think that might be the better. Yeah.
Help.
As far as delegating like who gets what, you gotta have to think of the duo as one instrument if you do it like that. Okay, so kind of like in particular a piano. If you're playing piano, there's like the left hand and there's the right hand. So the right hand's doing stuff, left hand's doing stuff as well. So I think of the guitar being being a lower registered instrument than ukulele is. It's doing the left hand stuff. Like may that be the rhythm part, the bass part, whatever. Like Aaron, because he's my guitar player, he's playing bass on the lower strings of his guitar and strumming at the same time. And then I would strum as well, but I would do all the picking. So that's kind of how we delegate the parts when we play music, Aaron and I. I've seen really great like duos like Kahai and Corey, like Fujimoto, where they're both picking and stuff. I'm just like, how do you delegate that? But really, they're really both really good as rhythm players. Like playing with the scissors as rhythm players. So usually, Corey would be like backing up Kahai, but if that's the only dynamic that they have, you're kind of missing out on all of Corey's like amazing technical abilities. So Kahai kind of drops down and changes his style of playing to more of a fleshy kind of style of playing. And I'll show you guys right here. So when we usually strum with our pointer finger, when we strum down, it's like nail going down on the down strum like this, and then like kind of flesh on the way up. But then when he's backing up Corey, he goes more into this kind of fleshy thumb strum. And then if he needs to do an up strum, it's going to be with the flesh part of his pointer finger, like going up. Okay, so you can kind of already hear like how mellow it gets from. Versus this, this kind of strum. So the ukulele is able to back up, or be on the opposite side and back up the guitar as well if you kind of mellow out the sound. But just keep in mind that no matter how mellow it is, it's still kind of registering a little bit high, on the musical spectrum. So in short, Aaron does the rhythm and the bass with his guitar, and I will do a rhythm, but I try not to like play in the same register as him too. Like, so if he's like playing, and he tries not to play in the same register as me. So keep that in mind. If you're playing on the 5th fret on the guitar and he's like playing an A, so for example an A on the on the 5th fret of the guitar, and it's like this, I'm gonna try not to play this A on my ukulele because those 4 notes are gonna be the same exact 4 notes that he's playing. So in order to get like a bigger coverage of the musical spectrum, I'll play maybe this, so at least it's an inversion up, one inversion up from what he's playing. Okay, and it's same thing. He tries to play like below the 5th fret just so that I can, play all the inversions down here.
Yeah, that's if we're both strumming at the same time.
Yes. But yeah, for the most part, I do all the picking between Aaron and I. But Aaron, you feel free to do any picking that you would like to do. I always welcome it.
I'm so humble that
just feel free. Now you do some picking, right? There's some stuff that you pick on some songs.
I'll do like some finger picking. Actual picking.
No, but there's
I'm not good at.
Like we play Sunday morning together. We pick that together. You do that.
You force me to do.
The bridge.
Don't say it like that.
Part.
I'm gonna have like the musicians union knocking on my door. What are you forcing your musicians to do? I'm sorry. What's the musician like equivalent of CPS? You're gonna take my Aaron away from me.
I think if there's a musician equivalent of CPS, there'd be a lot less traumatized musicians. I think because there isn't.
It would just be filled with bass players.
Unfortunately.
Oh, I love you, Rando.
We have more bass players than we have homes for them.
Oh. Okay, so we finally got through this box. It's open. Fragile. So I was very fragile with it. And inside this box, got some treats. To the UU boys with a Z, right? Nice, very local. I love it. Okay, let's read. Dolly's saltwater taffy. Oh. Yes. Mm-hmm. All right. Oh, can we? There you go. Oh, maybe this one? No, you can see it. It's fine. Hey guys, as promised, here's some local hot sauce. Note that the photo on one matches this card. After 60 years, the big iconic Dolly's sign may be coming down. I have also enclosed some stickers with an AH from the Tacoma Park.
Oh, nice.
Is it Tacoma? Tacoma Park. MO. MO? Where's MO? Montana, Missouri. Is that? I'm terrible with like the two letter. Anyway, store where I go. Enjoy. Happy New Year, Rob. Right on, Rob. Thank you so much, man.
Is that actually what he's talking about?
That's what he said. See, Tacoma Park. Oh, MD, I think is Maryland.
Yeah,
in Maryland. I
was
sorry.
like, he doesn't live near there.
I know. I'm just.
Whoa, he goes really far. Yeah. I think the stickers are like a ukulele shop or like a instrument shop. So that's
weird instruments. I heart weird instruments. House of musical traditions. Oh, cool. Like little bumper stickers and stuff. Put on my case. Yeah.
Who you calling weird?
I want to keep these. I've been sending out playing cards, so I want to keep
packing material.
Yeah, packing material, just so I can save someone on packaging. Oh, here's the hot sauces.
Oh wow!
Oh wow!
He went all out.
It's like a beer flight, but with hot sauce. A hot sauce flight. Oof! This Rehoboth beach sheet. Rehoboth. Beach sheet. So while I'm opening this up again, Kahai, ask me another question, bud.
Okay. So Angie asked, have you ever swapped out the tuning gears on a ukulele? Is it a complex task? What are some good tuning gears to get?
Very good question. You can swap out tuning gears, and I have swapped out tuning gears before. Just make sure that they fit, because what they're fitted with when you when you get your ukulele, like for example, I'll just show you guys an example here. So there's like the screws where where the screws go, right? This is for just this tuner right here. Oh, maybe I'll do it on the close up. It's like my Lightning Boy Martone versus Jack Butler shirt, courtesy of Aaron Nakamura. So these where the hardware is, like where you would like screw it, That's specifically for these tuners. Sometimes this one's kind of up here and down here. Sometimes they're kind of, sideways over here and then another one sideways. So you just have to keep in mind what kind of hardware you have in the back. If it matches this, say for example, you got the same exact tuners, but instead of black, you wanted like all metal, you could do that. Same, what kind of tuner is this? Oh, it's kind of, but I think these are Grovers. You could, if they're Grover tuners, you want to change it to a different Grover tuners, but has the same kind of hardware, you can totally change it out, but just with different ones. But if you're talking like going from Grover to like Schaller to Goto and stuff, that might be different. You have to see if it matches, the hardware that you have. But if you're also comfortable with like drilling a new hole in your on the headstock of your ukulele, go ahead and do so, because I did. Or filling, yeah, because I did that with my slotted headstock, because I used to have I think Grover tuners on them. I forgot what tuners come standard with the Aldrine model, because the tuners that I have on them now are Gilbert tuners, and they're like an upgrade tuners. So they, if you look at any clip of when I first got that first Mary Jane ukulele, it was with gold tuners. So then I took those out and fitted in the Gilberts. So the Gilberts. The roller for that, it's a slotted headstock tuner. The roller was a little bit bigger, so I had to Joel had to make a new routing for that for those rollers, and so he had to like make the hole bigger. And then I think the place where where you put the screws were different, so we had to like drill a whole new hole for that also. But if you're handy, you can, but if not, I would not touch it. Okay. It would be easy if you just bought the same exact tuners, but just maybe in a different color. Go ahead.
If that's
super
what you
easy.
want to do.
Yeah, if that's what you want to do, super easy. Just unscrew this, take this out, put the new one in, screw it back on. No problem. That's not that doesn't change the tone or the the intonation, and totally fine. So that's what's one cool thing that you can do.
So if you're going same brand and same model basically, but maybe just different
material.
Yeah.
So if you don't want black, you want white maybe, or if you want gold or silver, you can do that.
Yeah. And if not, it's a little tougher.
Yeah. But as far as like tuners that I like, if for just regular run of the mill, your bread and butter kind of tuners, Grover is always a trusted brand. I like Schaller tuners as well, but Gilberts are my go-to. But I understand that not everybody can, including myself, can afford like $300 tuners. They're $300-400, and like because we wanted to fit all Aldrine models with them, and they're like, can we get like a discount, like if we get like in bulk and stuff, because we're going to be putting these in a bunch of instruments. They're like, no. Like, oh, because we saw them at NAM, and we talked, talked to Gilbert, and like, can we do that? Because Kahai and Aaron wanted to do that for all their slotted headstocks, because people wanted them. They're like, can we get like a little bit of a break on, because they buy it for the same price. There's not even like a wholesale price and stuff. Really? It's like, because those are like, I guess, custom tuners that like they just make so much of. So they don't really want to do it in bulk anyway. So
it's like handmade.
And it's like we talked to the son, the Gilbert guy son, which is cool because I got from remember Music Jesus down the street from our old place. Yeah, Tom. Music Jesus. He pulled out some Gilberts from an old classical guitar that he had, and those Gilberts were from like the original Gilbert, like the Father Gilbert guy. Father Gilbert. Father Gilbert's tuners. So I have a set of Father Gilbert tuners, and I'm gonna put them on my next ukulele instead. I don't know. What if they're not as good as like the Sun's tuners? Who knows? But yeah, Gilberts are my go-to. But I hear good things about Goto, but the Goto stealth tuners I'm not a big fan of. They're on that D, that D-shaped sound hole ukulele that that I showcased here for Kanilea. I'm not a big fan. Like, and I was tuning it and stuff, and I swear, like I tuned it up and it didn't go anywhere. It didn't even register on the tuner. I believe the ratio is 1:16 or 1:16 or 1:18, and that means 16 turns on that thing equals
one turn around.
one full turn here. The gear ratio is way too high for me, and I'm not. I'm not about that. I'm not.
And then they're tiny and really light, so they don't.
Yeah,
they don't offer too much counterbalance to make
for the bottom part. But if those Gilberts were 1:16, I would not have minded because the rollers are big. Like I mentioned earlier, so that means one turn of those rollers is a lot more than just one turn from these.
Oh,
because these are smaller. For the tuning peg. Yeah. So if it was 1:16 with that, I'll be okay. If the Gilberts were 1:16, but because those stealth tuners are super duper thin, so just one turn from a super thin, because the string only goes so much around it, whereas the Gilbert goes around a lot, makes a big difference, and I don't like it.
I think those Gozo tuners, like when we went to NAMM and we were talking to manufacturers, they were saying that they're putting it on a lot of sopranos in concerts, but just to make the head lighter. That's what
they are light.
Want.
Stealth
tuners.
But
that's what I'm talking about. Just in case people are like, oh, I have Goto tuners, 1-16. Yeah, stealth tuners. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I don't care for those either. But like, if you buy a ukulele, a lot of times it is like Gotos or what is the other one?
Gilbert
too.
slotted headstocks.
They're kind of
Grover. Grover's good. Yeah,
Grover is like the standard.
Yeah. That's what I said, right?
Yeah.
So let's take a look at these hot sauces. So next week I'll go bring some French fries or something, and we'll try these out. So we'll do a hot sauce challenge next week with these hot sauces that Rob got us. So this one is a green sauce. I'm guessing not that hot. There's no Scoville
Verde kind of sauce.
Yeah, there's no Scoville meter on that. And this one is garlic habanero hot sauce. That sounds delish, actually. Garlic habanero. This one is a French fry grease. It is made with
grease from French fries.
Red peppers. So these are red peppers and vinegar. I don't think vinegar's in all of them, but this is red habanero. There's red peppers. There's another habanero hot sauce. So the one is garlic habanero, and this is regular habanero. So I'm going to be putting a lot. Because it's all right, it's an all right heat, but I just need a lot more, which is good. If it's delicious, say that garlic one, I'm gonna be so stoked with just with putting as much of that as possible. Because there's some sauces that are too hot, but I like the flavor, but I can't put too much, like that one with Pepper X. What is that called?
Last Dab.
The Last Dab. Delicious, but it's so hot.
I think you're the only one that used that word to describe the Last Dab.
I think
delicious.
It
was good. I thought the flavor was awesome.
When we tried it with the chicken, I think you're the only one who went back for like seconds. Right? The rest of us were like, that's it.
That's so. I'll get some French fries next week, and we'll try some out. Yeah. So thank you, Rob. Round of applause for Rob. Thank you. So,
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Yeah, Happy New Year, everybody. All right, more. Kahai?
I think Kevin asked, when writing a song, what's your method of coming up with the melody?
Ooh, that's a good question. Sometimes the melody comes first, sometimes the chords comes first. I'll just use, because I talked about the new YouTube, and I uploaded a song that I wrote here on Thursday Lab Lesson. I did Chocolate Fontaines. And for that, the chord change came first, because I like this chord change of F, A minor to D7, which would lead to G minor. The D7 leads to G minor because that's the D, which is the 5 of that minor. So it's almost like treating it like this is my transition chord over to G minor, then C7 back to F. Okay, that D7 has no business being in that key, right? Unless it's to transition to your G minor. So I dig that. So this just like kind of F, A minor to D7. To get to G minor, I dig it. And that's I wrote my melody line around that chord change. But but sometimes, I just get a melody line that just comes in, comes to me out of nowhere. Like, say if I'm driving a car, I had, what song is that? I forgot what song that is. Anyway, that song, like I was driving home one time from Oasis, and I was just like ba da ba da ba da da. So I'm like, oh my god, it's very dangerous. But I need to. I was like, Siri,
Record it.
yeah. And I was like, Siri, open a voice memo. So it was voice memo, and I'm driving, so it's on my voice memo.
Oh, yeah.
Like you can hear the car going.
Yeah.
Like ba da 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 ba da 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 ba da da. And that's it. And then I came home and I wrote the rest.
Yeah.
And that's, sometimes that's it. Like sometimes you just have to like hum a ditty or whatever it may be, and then figure out on your ukulele later on. So sometimes the melody line doesn't even come from my with me playing ukulele. Sometimes it comes from me just noodling. So it comes in many different ways as far as writing melody goes. Sometimes maybe I have like a lyrical phrase in my head, and then I just kind of think of how would I sing that phrase in a lyrical phrase, and that's how I would get the melody line. It's just there's lots of different ways I can come. So that's how I do it. How do you guys do it? How do you come up with your melody lines? Because you come up with like lyrics and a melody, like a really catchy melody to go along with those lyrics. That's why we had Aaron write a song for my album, because he's really good at it.
For me, a lot of times it's the chords first. Like I'll come up with like just the bare bones of what I think where the chords should go, and then I do a lot of just humming or just like so like I'll be playing the chords, and then I'll just like record and just like make up, just sing over it in different ways, and then keep what I think is catchy or works. And then later on the lyrics come like and the lyrics come kind of organically off of the melody line. So like whatever the melody line makes me want to say, that's usually what comes out. Cool. And then I'll usually latch onto some idea from that and then run with it. Yeah.
How about you, Kahai?
I think so for people who are just trying to come out with like instrumentals or stuff like that on your ukulele, I have to work on this too, and it's something I struggle with. But tip I heard Jacob Collier say, and he got it from somebody else too, was imagine somebody singing the melody, even if you're gonna play it on ukulele or guitar or instrumental piece, just because when you imagine somebody singing it, it sounds more human. Like if you can hear people who are playing, and you can tell like, oh, they're technically good, but can anybody sing that melody line? Is like, no, probably not. Like they're kind of more like just throwing in their technical abilities. But if you make something that you can kind of sing, or you can imagine somebody singing for you, then it, that's where it's like a catchy line, or it's something that is like, oh, that really sticks with people, that is like something that I really want to emphasize. So I do the same thing as Aaron. I record myself playing chords, and then I'll just start playing guitar licks over it. And then there's just like some that you play, and it's like you don't really know like, oh, where did I even think of this? But if you want to play it again, then that's probably what you should emphasize and what you should build on.
Or like that sounds like a song, and then it could be just like a song that's in the back of your mind that you don't know. And a lot of times it is, but like
a lot of times it's a call upon a song.
If you like just follow that, that thread, then you come up with your own song anyway. So
this band that I like, Polyphia, they're like a technical math rock kind of band. The guy says that he recreates songs, like he just listens to songs and he's like, oh, I really like that. He recreates it, and then he looks at how he can play it on his guitar. And then from that guitar, he's like, well, how can I make it like different, like add it, make it more my style of playing. But if you trace it all the way back, it can be like, just like, I remember I think he said that they were listening to Bad Blood by Taylor Swift, and they said they hated that song. So for him, he was like, how can I turn this song into something that I enjoy, you know.
Uh-huh.
And so he took the bare bones of that song and then made it into another one of their songs. So it's always, you know, people think that like creativity or things come from like the thin air, but I think it always has its originations in something else that you just you don't know where it comes from. And it's fine if you do recognize that, oh, that's already a song. Even if you do, just like keep going with it. Don't just throw it away.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what it can turn into, or if it doesn't turn into anything, you just get more practice making music. So yeah.
Cool. Let's, you know, I know we're out of time and stuff, but let's do one more.
Oh, well, we gotta give away something.
Oh
right?
yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Let's give away something and let's do one more.
Actually, like the last question we have is, I think it's pretty long, so I don't know if we want to hold it for next week, maybe.
Why don't you ask us the question, and then we'll have like a cliffhanger, where we people are like, oh, I really want to know the answer to that.
You gotta come back next week.
Tune in next week to Thursday live lesson.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
So
the question is
okay.
Yeah.
So Marma asked, where
Yarma
should I,
from New Zealand.
yeah,
Or no, Australia.
right.
Something like that. Either New Zealand or Australia. Anyway, go ahead.
She asked, where should I start with changing up my playing with my uke club? I've watched week 5 playing with others. Strum, I think that's the name of her club,
Oh yeah, okay.
is an older beginner club playing island strum to classic rock oldies. Should I start with in and out picking, or may learning some variant chords of C scale going up the neck?
Ooh, next time. That's the first thing I will answer next week here on Thursday. We'll do that from now on, Kahai. We'll do
Save a
only on
question?
weeks where we actually have questions. We'll save a question for the last one, and we'll ask the question, and like, well,
I was thinking about posting in the forum too, like the live lesson forum, asking you guys for some questions, because I thought if we're gonna eat hot sauce next week, maybe we can answer questions while you eat the hot sauce.
Yeah.
So
I just have to remember not to like. I think last time the hot sauce itself wasn't too bad, but I have this weird habit of like picking my lip because when it's dry, and then like it's that and it seeps in, and I'm like, this is painful in my lip, but not like my tongue or my mouth or anything. This is my lip. So next week I will make a note to not do that, and yes, I will do a hot sauce challenge just for you, Kai, where I just eat regular food.
Yeah, it's not even a challenge for you.
that's what I was thinking too.
Hot sauce lunch.
Yeah.
We don't have any more. You don't have any more of that.
Last dab.
Pepper
I do.
X. Oh, so maybe that.
Because I'm not gonna finish that bottle.
It's just nah, it's fine. We'll try it. I do. I'm curious, especially that garlic habanero one. That sounds bomb. Like I am so stoked for that. So thank you so much, Rob. You just get me. You just get me. Now let's give something away.
Okay.
What are we giving away for this guy?
I think you're saying that you'll do a lesson, an extra lesson.
Yes.
with
Okay.
these
Cool.
people?
Cool. Right now, so we have Kevin, Kathy, and Kristen Sue. I heard you guys' songs today. It was awesome. I dig it. I like the was it Kevin, the one with the hat? You know, like that one was really cool. Kathy, she's not a UU Plus member, but she submitted one anyway, and that was really, it was a really catchy song. I dig it. I was saying it reminds me of Rebecca Sugar. You know, I dig Kevin's chord changes. That was really fun. Very like kind of country-ish. Kind of cool.
Yeah. Oh, what were the guidelines for this?
Oh, that was the something moon gazing, right?
Delightful
moon gazing.
So this is like a songwriting challenge, and they submitted songs.
Yeah, sorry, I'm like getting ahead of my own. I just want to compliment these people because they wrote awesome songs. Yeah, so let's do Kristen Sue first, and I'll say. So Kristen Sue, awesome song. I can hear the questions that you were asking today with like with the delays and stuff. I did hear some like recording delays in your in your song that you submitted, but the song itself was good. I dig it, and I like how you guys are really going for it with the multiple like uke parts with the percussions in there and like in the voice and stuff. Really, really, really cool too. Okay, but so what these people did is they submitted songs for the songwriting challenge, and what it is we give you guys a guideline. You write a song, and we put the people who wrote a song into a wheel, and we give them a nice little prize. And this time the prize is one extra private lesson for the Ukulele Underground private lessons. So here we go. Spin that wheel, Kahai. Da-da, da-da, da-da. Kevin, nice, congratulations, and bring your hat, yeah, when you do the lesson. So, in addition to your 2 private lessons for the month, you have a non-expiring 3rd lesson. Okay, so you have 1 extra lesson for whichever month that you want to use it for, or if you want to gift it to somebody, that's also something that you can do. You can gift it to someone else. That's not usually something that we do for anybody, unless like I've kind of taught other people. They're like, oh, this is my friend or whatever, but they're like in their same house and stuff. It's not like from like a different computer or whatever.
That's actually a question that we had is like somebody was like, what if we have multiple family members? Can we sign up for 1 account, or do we have to sign up for individual accounts per person, right?
You can just enjoy 1 account, but you still get only 2 private lessons for that account. Though.
The only thing we tell people to be careful of is like signing in multiple places.
Then your ISP gets blocked.
We check that, or the system checks that, and it might be like, oh no, this person is getting hacked or something, and it'll block your account. So that's the only problem. But if you're in the same house, it should be fine.
So Kevin, you get 1 new or 1 extra private lesson for whichever month that you want to use it for. But just let me know when you sign up. There's usually the what would you like to learn or whatever, where we ask you. Just say, I'll put it right in there. Say this is my 3rd private lesson that I won during the songwriting challenge, and I'll be like, got it. And or you can gift it if you want to. That's cool too, And we normally don't do that, but you can gift it to whoever you want. Merry Christmas. Have a great one, everyone, and we'll see you folks next week for our hot sauce challenge live. Kai, you're gonna do it too? It's just habanero, man. All right, so next week, hot sauce challenge, and the answer to this question.
You want me to read the question again?
Yes. Just as a cliffhanger before we go.
Cliffhanger.
Where should I start with changing up my playing with my U club? I watched week 5 playing with others. Strum is an older beginner club playing island strum to classic rock oldies. Should I start with in and out picking, or learn some varying chords of the C scale going up the neck?
Next time on Thursday Live Lesson. We'll see you folks next time. Aloha.